Hello, people. I hope you're doing good. I'm going to do a collective read. Let's get started. What's up, people? What's up, creator? What you want to tell us? What you want to show us today? You're going to help us to learn and grow. What's up, creator? The world reversed. Wow. 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 Okay. I feel like you're going deep into yourself, like deep wisdom. I think you're going deep. You're going really, really deep. You're learning to listen to yourself deeper. Yeah, I feel like you're in a bubble. You're very meditative, even if you're doing small tasks. I feel like art is going to be a really good therapy for you. You're really connecting deeply to yourself on a really spiritual level, like meditating, stuff like this. The sun, yeah. I feel like you're really connecting to the creator. I think they want you to do this too. King of Pentacles reversed. What's that about? Oh, I feel like you're letting go of old narratives that have come down your lineage. So, scarcity and things like that. I think you've let this go, and I think um, you're trusting yourself in letting that go because that might have been quite hard, might have been quite difficult because it's prominent in your family line. I would say, especially in the men, just kind of facing hardships and facing lots of obstacles. I think you're taking a different approach, and I feel like you're trusting like a divine timing. You're trusting the universe. You're trusting more in what is in the spiritual laws. I think you're trusting that, and you're letting the cycle die by not feeding it. By not playing into the narrative of, oh, what if this happens, what if that happens, and really sitting in that fear energy. I think you're somebody who's letting it go, and you're not engaging with that behavior. Yeah, Ace of Wands reverse. Yeah, I feel like there's growth. There's a ton of spiritual growth that's happening for you internally, subconsciously, spiritually, and things you don't see. And I think you're being really supported in that direction. Okay, heavily. It's like you're in a cocoon. You're in a cocoon almost. Five of Swords. Okay, I feel like you do have a couple of enemies. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't get a lot of enemy reads. So I feel like you have a couple enemies who are watching you. I think they don't like this. They don't like that you're doing this. They feel like you are entitled. Okay. Part of them feels abandoned by you. I will say this, but they feel like you disrespected them, or you feel entitled, or the hermit upright. That's you. I think you're not worried about it. You're staying connected to you. You're staying connected to what's true for you. Okay, I think you're very clear about that. Ten of Cups reverse. Yeah, you could have walked away from like something that has a social standing, maybe a marriage or something that felt false. Yeah, Queen of Cups upright. I feel like you're just following your path, and you know to trust who you are. You're very free flowing. I feel like it's very free flowing and very, very balanced and very gentle. And the stuff that you left behind, I think you're letting it die. A lot of things that you've let go of, you're letting die. Okay, Knight of Swords reverse. There might be some harsh communication. People want your attention. They want your attention. Okay, they want your attention, but you don't want to go back to the things that felt false to you, or the things that didn't match who you felt you were truly. Like, that's not who I am. These things aren't who I am. I can't commit to that. Five of Pentacles upright. Yeah, you could have walked away from a lot of these things, but I think you knew and trusted that there was better on the other side. I get this impression. Like, you knew, even though you had to go through the hard times, you knew and trusted that there was better on the other side. And I think you're finding that. You're finding a lot of it internally and spiritually and just around you in your immediate environment. Okay? The Fool reversed. What's that about? Huh. Nine of Wands. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a really important healing phase that the creator wants you to be in right now. And you're following it. I think you're following that path. You're following it. Um, but why was that reversed? Nine of Cups. Yeah. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment that I feel like is happening. But why was the Fool reversed? Yeah, I feel like you're just following the call. I feel like you're able to balance your priorities well. I also, yeah, I just feel like you have people around. They're not in your immediate environment. They're like, they watch you from afar or they observe you. I feel like they don't like that you're doing this. They feel slighted by you. They feel slighted. I think that's a better description. King of Wands upright. They feel entitled to you. They feel entitled. I don't know if this is like an ex spouse. It feels almost like that, like they expect you to kind of fulfill a role. Um, but I think you're finding freedom. I think you're finding a lot of freedom after it being ended. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like you have someone new that's also noticing you. Yeah. Wow. There's someone new tied to your path, and this person's going to be a lot more. They could be younger than you, or they're not immature. They just maybe they haven't had as much experience as you. Like maybe they haven't. I get they haven't had as much experience, or in a particular area. Maybe they haven't dated a lot of people, or some, well, they might be shy. There's someone tied to your path, and they can help you move forward. I think this person. I don't feel like they're in your space right now, but I think they will be tied to you, or they think of you fondly. I think they think of you and observe you. Page of Swords reversed. Yeah. Lesson from the Creator. Why is that out here? Oh snap! If you had an ex partner, okay, and you got a divorce or something like this, they are going through a lesson that the Creator is giving them. Okay, and this is not because you're better than them or anything like that, because everyone's equal. We're all human beings. This is a lesson. This is part of their lesson on their side and their spiritual development and their spiritual growth. They are being given a lesson that they don't want to take. They don't like this lesson. Okay, and the Creator is trying to encourage them to accept and to open up to the lesson and what it could be. Okay, but it's an emotional one. Um, and this person is struggling. They're really struggling with that lesson. Okay, they're really struggling. The Empress is upright, Five of Wands. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people could be trying to get your attention at the moment, but I feel like you're so present that you don't recognize a lot of this stuff happening. Judgment reverse, Nine of Swords reverse. Yeah, yeah. I think if there were people gossiping, like if you had an ex partner and they were gossiping about you, trying to throw you off track, trying to make you feel unstable, I think this person they know that you don't really care anymore, or you're not really that invested in what they got to say. You don't care. It's like you don't care. I'm not grieving this anymore. It feels like you're over it, but at the same time, I think this person is facing grief, but I think they've been encouraged to face grief. I actually think your partner's side, they have somebody that was important to them that passed away. That person that passed away is trying to support them in grieving properly. That there's a spiritual lesson happening for them, and it's really important for them too. Okay, not just you, but them too, but you as well. You have your role on your side where the Creator wants you to heal. Okay, there's healing going on. There's healing. The Star. Yeah, there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of healing, and the strength that you have comes from the times that you felt you were in lack and in scarcity, and you didn't have a lot, or you weren't supported. This is the time where your strength really pays off. I feel like, yeah, you may feel like it didn't pay off when you were with this person. Okay, Temperance reversed. Yeah, they made you feel unbalanced. They were like Jekyll and Hyde. I feel like they happy one minute, a storm the next minute. And I think it really threw you off balance. Justice reverse. They did a lot of things that they weren't accountable for. This person doesn't like being accountable. They get very impulsive. They're very almost like a fire sign. They feel really impulsive. There could have been abuse in the situation. Um, I don't know if it was like full on domestic violence or not, but I think at least it was a lot of mental and emotional and verbal abuse. A lot of that. I think that was pretty common. Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, I think you're not going to even feel much grief. You're going to feel more relief. Seven of Cups reversed. Yeah, yeah. I think you've learnt how to call things for what they are, and I also feel like you are being supported too. I did feel that before, but I didn't say. If you have someone in your life that has passed away that was important to you as well, I think they are there, like a masculine figure. On their side, it's a female. And on your side, it's a masculine. I feel like they are supporting you and helping you to call out things for what they are and to not tolerate things. Okay, not tolerate certain forms of abuse. All right. What else? Yeah, magician. Yeah, and you're being present. You're you're opening up the vessel. You're opening up the channel to manifest and attract. Three of Cups upright. Yeah, I think you're gonna find a lot of joy. Yep, yep. You're leaving the devil behind. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's all I got. Is there any spiritual? Let's look at the angel cards. So I got a couple minutes. Angel cards creator. What you got for them? Oh, that one. That one. Eight of Cups upright. Yeah, walk away. I hope you can see this card. I don't know if you can. On this card, there's an angel, and he's telling her to go this way. So you're being supported in the direction that you've taken. The moon reversed, yeah. Everything's being highlighted to you and revealed to you. Things are being illuminated. Okay, there's no more secrets. No more secrets. Ten of Wands reversed. No more being burdened. No more being burdened, all right? No more of that. Oh, oh yeah, wise counselor upright. Belonging, learning, and tradition. The magician again. The magician came out again. I think you could help people. I think you could help people, but I also feel like yeah, I think it could be a part of your path to help people get out of pain, sorrow, forgiveness, and healing. I think either you could be a counselor or you could be training to help people in some sort of service provision, manifestation, empowerment, and preparedness. Yeah, this situation is going to help you to prepare people in the future, and I mean to help people in the future, to support them through their own growth, even if it's just the people in your immediate circle and things like this. Anyway, that's all I've got. Okay, take care of yourselves. All right, bye.